loud like on the stream to you, but to me here in my house, the shit is loud, bro. I got the sub going. I got everything going. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. We're going to talk about the markets. We're going to talk about some of the stuff I said 2 days ago, and then do a year in review. You know, I'm telling you tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I thought it was today. It's tomorrow. Is my 4-year anniversary on YouTube. I started YouTube 4 years ago, this same said week, where I was just frustrated with how everyone was talking about GameStop or not talking about GameStop, and Adam Aaron was all over the screen, Trey Trades at the time, but so many headlines have come and gone, so many things we got right, and we're going to do a review on that today. I always say tonight and today because half of you guys watch me in the UK, half of you guys watch me in Australia and Japan, and then you have the U.S., all you cats out here. So plenty of things to look at. I'm going to take myself off the screen. Let's see if we got this right. This is from a couple of days ago. Let's hear what we had to say then. Here, guys. I said it earlier today. I said GameStop didn't look like a true breakout was happening just yet. I think it's a little too early. I think it happens in the next week or two, after the market corrects and after the market comes down off this hype that is Monday, Tuesday, and bullshit. But, any trade deal for energy is one thing. We're talking about retail. I pay attention to a lot of retail, and the consumer drives the market. So get ready for what you see, because this is your real market still coming down. And on the daily itself, it's faked out way up here. I see it coming back down. I said it. I said it's a fake out. It's not the breakout. And as we look at the chart now, you will see it fake out, right? It was just a complete fake out, like as in we went up, we touched 29, come back down to 27.87. I didn't think it was a breakout for GameStop because I have it projected to go another week or two, and that's why I drew these lines so you guys can see them. This is something about headlines and the way this administration pumps out information like, hey, we just did this deal. Hey, we're traveling the world. We did an amazing deal for Amazon and Boeing and, with Qatar and all the money involved, $600 billion deal. I pay attention to all of it, but there's other things I'm looking at because I track the consumer. I track the retail dollar daily. I know you guys don't. Some of you guys don't have access to the information that I have access to. I don't make it aware to you. Okay, I don't make you guys aware of it only because technically I can't. If you guys ever want to be skeptical about the info I have, hang around me for 4 years and then see just how accurate we are. And I'm willing to challenge myself on that. I even have a video from 3 years ago to the day. 3 years ago to the day was when I made a why I invest in GameStop slideshow, and you'd be amazed at how accurate it is and how we hit it right on the money. Before we do that, we're going to go down and watch my funny clip that I found this morning. I found this clip. I found it rather hilarious, okay, because it just happened, and when I click, guys, I don't watch Trey Trades at all. Okay, I don't watch him at all. For whatever reason, he was in my feed, and I clicked on it because I was like, hold on. And I literally saw 30 seconds, and I about shit myself. Excuse my language. You're going to love this. By the way, Trey Trades, day trader, gambler, steroid fiend, all the above. Guys, and this is not alleged. He said it. I was hooked on steroids, and he's mad that he took the wrong steroids. It's crazy, bro. Oh, he was looking at his body the other day. How do I know? I don't watch. Okay, so check this out. I don't watch. People send me clips. Watch this one, though. This one's good. I promise you this is great. For me, it was great. Here we go. Watch. Hold on.
I think I'm going to go get something to drink here pretty soon. Starting to feel a little thirsty. I am not... Well, I guess I am playing a little crypto. I do have some Zin coin. Let's see how my Zin coin's doing today. Where are all my fellow Zin lovers at? My Zin coin's down 10%, actually. Fuck Zin.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me watch that again. Oh, I love that. You know, this is what degenerates look like. I just yeah. Hold on, you're getting thirsty. Hold on.
I don't have the stomach for short trades less than 30 days till expiry. I've been making 200 to 700 a week. You're doing better than me. Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna go get something to drink here pretty soon. Starting to feel a little thirsty. I am not. Well, I guess I am playing a little crypto. I do have some Zin coin. Let's see how my Zin coin's doing today. Where are all my fellow Zin lovers at? My Zin coin's down 10% actually. Fuck Zin.
I'm sorry. Oh man, I love that one. That was good for me. Thanks, Trey. This guy, random coin, some random bullshit he wants to buy. Tell people about where are all my Zen lovers at? Yeah, where's it all? I don't know. I don't know where they're at. They're losing money. That's where they're at because they keep following guys like you. Absolute trash. Oh no, I'm not watching the clown, bro. I can't do it. Yeah, thanks. You know, Stacks. I read what you wrote right there. You said you've been waiting for a video like the one that I made years ago called 25 Reasons to Buy GameStop. I had made that on a Christmas Eve, and I had thought it was the greatest video I ever made. I called Elmo, called my wife. I said, baby, I just made a banger. She said, okay, throw the trash. Yeah, nobody gave a shit. They still don't. Why, guys, it's just the life we live. I'm going to give you some headlines, and then we'll go into the revision and the history of GameStop and the channel and all that. But let's go ahead and hit up the headlines, whatever I got for you. Well, the chart first. So here's some charts that we're looking at. This is the SPY. SPY is, it started out in the red today, then got pumped all the way through. I'm not a believer in this market right now. I'm not a believer that we're on an uptick or an upswing. I think this is like trend trading. Okay, and if for those of you that don't know what trend trading is, there are some people that just go with trends. They go with the FOMO crowd. So if everyone's piling into something, they go run with it, try to catch a trend, try to catch profits and gains, and that's what they sell to people. Institutions do this too. The unfortunate part is if you're trend trading, you're riding these trends. What you're not doing is you're not taking into consideration evals, right? You're not taking into consideration fundamentals and valuations. So PE ratios, metrics, measurables, the things that actually make sense. And that's why I've always proceeded with caution when it comes to other investments. When it comes to GameStop, absolutely not. No, listen to me. GameStop's different than everything in the world. So you can't grade it the same. That's why when I do comparisons, I say, well, why not GameStop? Why do all these guys get all of these preferences as far as measurables go and multiples, but we don't? That's my problem. But in verse, they also want to decline on GameStop. They'll be like, hey, you don't do this, you don't do that. You don't hold this much top line revenue. You don't hold this much in inventory and this much in sales. Like I remember things, guys, that I could explain to people and they'll never understand it. They'll never get it because the same guy that walks over to me, like I got this guy right now that I'm talking to about GameStop, and he's not a believer. He's not a believer in Ryan Cohen. He's not a believer in the investment, and it's skeptical at all things. I mean, I couldn't believe the reason he gave me not to believe in Ryan Cohen. He said, yeah, well, because he supports Trump. And that's where he lost me because he supports the hoax of 2020, saying that there was fraud in the elections. And I was like, dude, that's your go-to? You can't learn to separate finance from politics? This is why you're never going to win. This is why you're never going to get ahead. And it's not personal. It's just real. It's factual. The fact is, there was 13 million people that voted for the Democratic president, President Biden. I call him President Biden. Those 13 million votes don't exist the next election because maybe that was the fraud. And you want to know how it was made or what it was made. You know what? I've dealt with private equity for years. And I've focused on it, and I realized that it's 50 to 40 years of history here. And people say, well, where's the proof? The proof is there. The proof's in the results. That's the proof. So if this is going to be a deciding reason not to rely on somebody or put money in them and invest, well, then that's your loss. It's not mine. Dude, go buy what you want to buy morally and ethically. If you want to support some companies and these CEOs that are overpaid and with executives and consultants that they overpay for, that's fine. You guys can all be Chuck Schumer, okay? The same Chuck Schumer that says there's government spending and overspending, and yet he's flying back and forth all over the country in a private jet 20 times a month. That's who you guys can be. I'm going to be a real guy about this. Shout out to Frank. I just see the buy order in the Discord. Looking healthy, Frank. Good job. So anyway, I'm fighting with this idea that there's people out here who have these, that don't have the info that we have here in this channel. And some of you guys forgot the info. Some of you guys, you hear it one day and you don't retain it. I get it. I do. It happens to me a lot. I read stuff and then I forget what I read, or I say stuff and I forget what I said. That happens all the time. But I don't care to like remember, because I know that I said the truth at all times. You know how everyone says GameStop lost $300 million? This is the first thing. When I was talking about this guy that doesn't believe in GameStop, the first thing he said was, I looked at the finances for GameStop for 2022, 2023, and 2024, and they lost $300-something million each quarter, and their top-line revenue has declined, and they say all this to me. And it's as if you're not taking in the deciding factors, right? Like, you're not taking into consideration there's no games. It's not a console It's not a console cycle. You have to know these things. And then you have to know that GameStop loaded up on inventory in those quarters. They overbought on inventory, which was really good. It's a good fundamental practice for retail and or for any company you run. You want to have so much inventory so you can find out the limits to what you can sell, the margins that you can make, and people forget about this stuff. They do. They don't realize that GameStop had $300 million extra dollars towards inventory in 2022. And when they did that, it was to maximize sales, just to see how big it could go. And their profit margin came all the way down to 16%. But they actually found out, here's the plus, here's the minus. You want to find out how deep the water is before you actually go swimming. Or do you? Because if I can just float, and if I can just swim at this level, then I know it doesn't matter the depth. It doesn't matter how big this pool of water is. I can stay right up here. Once you find out how to swim, you know how you swim? You cut off all your boots. You cut off all your rucksack. You cut off all your clothes. You cut off all the dead weight. Now you can swim. And maybe you might be able to jump out of that water. I'm telling you what GameStop's been doing, guys. They've been doing the things that nobody pays attention to. But when you're in business and retail and you realize you'll never know how much of something you can sell until you have enough. And they did that. And I saw it happen. I saw it happen on the SG&A. I saw it happen on inventory turnover ratios. I saw it happen. And I started calling it out years ago. People go, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. Where are all those people? I ask you, I'm here with you in this channel tonight, and I ask you, where are all of the people that said GameStop's a dying company, a dead company, Ryan Cohen's a failure, and this is a $3, $6 stock? My microphone is open. The Discord is posted in the description of the video, and I've never shied away from any conversation about GameStop. So I want to know, where are you guys at? Twitter's there. Hit me up in the DMs. I need to know, where's every hater that ever existed and every supporter of Bed Bath & Beyond, Mullen Automotive, and AMC. I want you here front and center, and you won't show up. You just won't. Well, let's see how right we've been. I just feel like doing a little history lesson. Oh, no. Before I do the history lesson, let's go give you the update. The update first is going to be, hi, guys. It's me. Supermicro Computers was the most shorted stock in April. Yeah, it should be. Supermicro Computers, terrible company. If you guys are not familiar with Supermicro Computers, look at it right here. We'll go to SMCI. Boom. Here's Supermicro Computers. And on the weekly, obviously coming down, it looks terrible. It can't get up off the floor. I don't know when it's going to come out, because if you knew the truth about this company and the alleged fraud within the financial ranks, it's terrible. As you guys know, that they got delisted. They lost their auditor back here in 2024 in October timeframe. You had that piece get released by Hindenburg Research, say that it's a terrible company, related parties, all the above, right? It got shitted on. They got rehired. They then filed. They made the deadline, the NASDAQ delisting deadline, and it got pushed all the way to $66. I said, it's bullshit. They're not there. Profits don't support it. Nothing supports what this company is. They actually gave out guidance during earnings, and the guidance was that they're going to do less sales this year. It would be the next following year, 2026. They're actually going to do really well. But I just know what this business is. You don't have to, fool me once, fool me twice, fool me a third time. They literally have been charged 2 different times for fraudulent accounting practices, and they've been fined, and it's been terrible company. This is not where you want to do business. Me personally, if you want to invest in it and you guys want to ride that game, you guys can gamble all you want. I won't do it. Not at all. The volatility of this stock in this market for this company, is not where I want to be. So is it the most shorted stock in April? According to the headlines, yes, it was. Okay. So I just want you to know that. Next thing is going to be, Supermicro's out. Be right here. United Healthcare, the stock's plunged another 18%. I talked about this. We know that the Department of Justice is going in and they're probing into possible Medicare fraud. I don't know if even that's true. That's what's being reported, but they're denying it. United Healthcare is denying it, but it doesn't matter. Their CEO got fired. The previous CEO got assassinated, and I told you this is not a company I would invest in. From $600 a share all the way down to $300, and I felt it was just not there for me. But people were pumping it over the last couple of weeks and months. Not there. Dick's Sporting Goods announced that they're buying Foot Locker for $2.4 billion. Guys, I told you this was going to happen, and the way I tell it to you, if you're paying attention, you watch the show, you already knew. You already knew that the carved out goods of Foot Locker were getting shopped via private equity, because the board of directors at Foot Locker are all the board of directors of all these other private equity buyouts. I highlighted them on Connect the Dots. I believe it was Connect the Dots Part 17. Mary Dillon is the CEO, chairman of the board over there at Foot Locker. She's also a senior advisor for KKR. Really good friends with Jim Cramer. He loves her. And I would just tell you, we saw it come a mile away. If you don't know about the board of directors at Foot Locker, they were all AMC guys, Bed Bath & Beyond guys. Like, the list goes on and on as far as Apollo people that are run there and KKR private equity. So, Dick's Sporting Goods, remember I told you, it takes one company to win for all these companies to lose. And over time, Dick's Sporting Goods has clobbered up, they did the category killer style, where they have eaten up portions of the addressable market cap for this. It's no different than Costco. It's no different than Amazon. There are winners and there are losers. This is the winner, Dick's Sporting Goods. So them buying out Foot Locker. Some people put out some tweets just recently that this is going to be this is bullish for Kohl's. Guys, I saw what Jim Cramer tweeted on Kohl's, and I have a very big problem with it. The problem that I have with Kohl's right now is that it's extremely undervalued. It's so undervalued, it's troubling, because I know that it's going to recover. I know that Kohl's is going to bounce up. There it is, bouncing up right now, $8. I know it has a price target of like 20 right now, and what that does is that allows it to get all the way back to the top, but it's not going to get back to where it was before. It's going to have a struggle here at 11, struggle at 15. Those are going to be psychological barriers. Those are the gap downs. They have to have a gap fill, go back up. Here's the thing. Shorts are closing. They got it shorted all the way down. They knew they won because private equity's in it, and it's a perfect target to short. It comes all the way down to the ground. They then buy it back up, run it to 20. That short's closing, taking the profits from 27 where they were before, from 45 and 50 where they were before. This is how it's done. They did it at Bed Beyond. They did it at Big Lots. They're doing it here. The actual book value here is $34 a share. Absolutely should be going up. The problem is their CEO just got fired. They have an interim CEO. They're still looking for one. Board of directors, there's a governance issue there where Christina Day just stepped down. All the board of directors there are all picked by Macellum and Ancura, the same companies that bankrupt Bed Bath & Beyond, the same companies that mismanage and bankrupt Big Lots, and now they're here at Kohl's. They're doing the same thing, rinse and repeat. They will lease back their properties. They will find value in cash, and they will do this in the disguise of we're doing the right thing for the business to survive. They're paying a dividend still, which they shouldn't be paying because they don't have cash. Let me tell you why they don't have cash. They leveraged their whole company on a senior note yesterday for $350 million for fulfillment centers that are worth 10 times that. But they're going to go ahead and leverage it and lose because covenants are tied in with those senior notes. And those senior convertible notes have a premium. There's an interest involved as well. It's not like GameStop. GameStop does convertible notes, and then you guys cannot get mad because there's 0% interest. We literally are giving money for free, and all we're doing is offering the value of our company, and the value of our company is infinite because we didn't leverage, we didn't write off any assets. We just said, you know what, here's some shares that we haven't developed. They're called convertible notes. These guys are actually doing senior notes for said properties. The collateral is the company. They are carving out this whole asset, the logistics side of this. They have carved out all their fulfillment centers, and that's unfortunate for them. And Kohl's is doing the retail playbook and the bankruptcy private equity retail playbook. This is Mike Milken written all over it. This is the Milken Institute written all over it. This is private equity and how they play it. If you don't understand, great. But you will see this market bounce up and down. You'll see the stock recover, and people will be like, this is bullish. We need to buy it. I'm going to tell you from an investment standpoint, you can take the risk to try to ride the momentum either up or down. I'm never going to tell you how to do that. I don't care to do it. Me personally, I have gotten every single trade correct right here in front of you for 4 years. Every single one. I tell you it's coming down. People say he's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Guess what happens 2 years later? It goes bankrupt. It's vanished. It's down 99%. It happens every time. I am an investor. I am not a day trader. And I invest into things that have fundamentals, have great leadership, and I know the business. And that's the truth. And if you, I had somebody try to quote me, Warren Buffett quote, if you don't understand it, you shouldn't own it. And I don't understand GameStop. I'm like, what the hell? You don't understand retail? You don't understand pluses and minuses? That's the greatest thing ever. They have cash on hand. They don't have any debt. They have great leadership. They have you and me. It's just a whole different monster. But when you look at something like this, it's actually playing out in front of you. I want you guys just to know it. Like you see it, you're educated, you could teach it. That's what I want for you guys, okay? So I used to swing that piece of shit from 35 to 60. It'll never get back there. Absolutely. GameStop been pumping on YouTube is what they've been doing. Yeah, I got you. Good morning, Marantz. I appreciate your consistency in posting and going live. You're a huge motivator in my life for not only GameStop but for my personal life. Much love to you and yours, Team 51. Thank you. Thank you for that. You're welcome. As much as, I might be a motivator for you guys are equally a motivator for me. I wouldn't get up and do this every day if I didn't think it mattered as much. And I've been told, and people have, sent me well wishes, and I'm very appreciative of it all. 2 hacks just happened, okay? 2 hacks just happened on the market, and one is costing a couple of $1 million, and that's going to be Coinbase. The Coinbase hack was just announced that they're being held ransom for the information, and the hackers want some money, and they're contacting the employees. And the CEO just put out a piece saying he's not going to budge, he's not giving in. My whole point is this is your business model. Your business model is based off of a ledger, a blockchain, how you do your business. Coinbase, you want to be this crypto exchange, but you have to have better security, and the hacks are in there, and that just takes away from the value of these companies going public and getting announced to the S&P 500. The craziest part, these guys weren't even eligible at this time frame, way over here, like on the weekly, way over here during 2022 and 2023. But can you imagine for the institutions that bought in on Coinbase, which they did, they bought in over here at 429. Retail bought in over here in December and January timeframe. So when retail bought in over here, this is when Matthew Kors and Trey were pumping shit. This is a great investment. Okay, good. Then when it got down at the bottom, you'll see the volume. The volume got maxed out on it, and everybody bought in at the very bottom. And that's institutionally, everybody bought in. Now you pump it because it becomes a profitable company. You then pump it to get it to be an S&P 500 company. That's exactly what's happening. This is a pump and dump for institutional holders, and it's going to offset a lot. They're going to use this as collateral towards the markets. Remember, they always have to have the darling, and it just happens to be this one. I'm just telling you, I've seen it. I can see it from far, 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 far away. United Healthcare still following, guys. I know it was at 312 yesterday, 319, whatever the hell it was. Had a gap down again, so went even further at 248.88, now at 267. It looks terrible. It's a criminal organization, allegedly. I never want to paint it as that. I'm just telling you, still not at the levels of the pandemic. So, crazy movement, crazy run. Certainly if you're at 625, but for the CEO to get assassinated and now this to come out, we have some really big issues over here, and that's unfortunate. They took some profits off the top of asset entities. Shocker, because considering it had run all the way to 892 and now down to 564, maybe you don't warrant 1,000% run just because you're buying Bitcoin. If GameStop can't even get a 10% run, how the hell are you going to get this run? That's just me personally, and I feel very opinionated about it. Another one that I'm very opinionated about is Palantir. I think it's overvalued. Palantir's trading at a 563 PE ratio. How is that fair to anyone in investing? 563 PE ratio, and you're going to buy it. So if you want to buy somebody's bags, there you go. You're overpaying for it. I could pay that later, I guess. Just if you want to get in early, you can. But I mean, you must be early because they're already in the S&P 500. They already have a float of almost 2.5 billion shares. Great buy for all of you. Honestly, just go out there and get it. You guys make me sick. All you kids out there for that company. Anyway, I'll go through one more headline before I actually get to the history lesson. The one more headline that I had for you was the complete opposite of what GameStop allows. This is Valve. Valve breaks its silence on the Steam hack. Steam was hacked and it impacted 89 million accounts. It's reported a massive Steam data breach. Now listen, I don't know what they actually steal. I don't care. Do they figure out their KDRs, and that's killed to death ratios if you play video games. I really don't care, honestly. I'm just saying, you're the victim of something. Now, here's the fun stuff, guys. I'm going to take myself off the screen. We're going to watch the video from 3 years ago. Now, I will narrate it, though, because there are things that have changed since then. And let's just see how many things we got right. I could be wrong.
Hi guys, welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. It is May 15th. It has been an official year that I have been on YouTube. And with it being a year anniversary, I'm going to go ahead and do this video for you guys. This is a GameStop slide that I made, the deck, why I invest into GameStop. It's a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, just straight whatever we've been doing over these last, year. We've been invested in this stock for over almost a year and a half now. Moving forward, you know how I feel about the company, and I'm going to explain it all to you in depth, in detail. This has nothing to do with market manipulation. This has everything to do with fundamentals, and we'll talk about it from there. So the first thing is this. This is ours is better than yours. I'm just going to tell you flat out, I don't care what you're invested in. Ours is better. That's Larry Chang right there, one of our board of directors, and he's great. So e-commerce, this is the overview. E-commerce destination for all things pop culture, layered growth and projected scale, remain the leader in the gaming industry of hardware and software, balance sheet strength, we'll go over all this right now, hire for a true transition and pivot, NFT marketplace and partnerships, and then our commitment from insiders and retail investors. Okay, guys, so that's what we're going to go over. So the next slide here is going to be tapping into pop culture. So as you guys are well aware, GameStop has multiple partnerships with top brands being Apple, Funko, Pokemon, Logitech, AMD, Samsung, iBuyPower, Segway. You know what, guys? I even went to go buy a TV. My son challenged me. He said, Dad, I want a 70-inch TV. Can I get it at GameStop? I said, no, you can get a 65-inch, though. You know, it's okay. But they do sell TV mounts as well. And they sell go-karts, and they sell, like what we said, the Segways. Garmin is the new category that they're selling, the Garmin watches. Apple refurbished phones. We have a whole program here where we're selling more than just games. We're selling more than just software, hardware, collectibles, attire. And you'll see this, accessories, clothing, collectibles, and TVs. You will remember the day Amazon only sold books, which most of you already do. Netflix, they only used to rent movies via mail. And then, of course, GameStop, we only used to sell video games. We sell a lot more than that now, and that's what we're tapping into, and it's helping us out on our balance sheet, and we'll go over that in a minute. Growth and projected scale. I want to go over this, guys, because every quarter I give you my projection for what I think we will do in sales, and we hit it dead on last year. From December, I said 225, and that's exactly what we came in at. Here's what you have. Wall Street projects GameStop will lose $110 million this quarter. Our earnings are coming out on June 2nd. I want them to come out at 1.2 to 1.3 billion, specifically 1.318 billion dollars. I know I get it down to the fourth digit there. But if we fall below 1.021 billion, I would tell you that's macroeconomics. We've had this conversation on this channel where retail investors or retail buyers, shoppers, the actual motivation of most people right now is to save money and or spend money on their gas tank, not in the store.
So I want to pause it right there. I just want to clarify that we did come in above the 1.3 billion for that quarter when we made these predictions. But hey, who cares about that part? Let's go ahead and watch the rest.
On hardline items. So excess, which would be gaming at this point. So if they are going to be buying just food and sundries, you know, things that go down the drain, as I've told you, then we'll see a shift in money that way. But if it's below 1.021, then it's not cause for concern, but it's letting you know that macroeconomics is taking effect on this sector. Just for this quarter, we'll have to have successive quarters to figure that out, but I don't anticipate it being under $1 billion. I know we try very hard here on this channel, us being affiliate of GameStop, to go ahead and buy as many things as we can to support our underlying asset. But I'm not going to blame macroeconomics just yet. Growth and inflation. So in 2021, we saw a 25% increase on sales. Okay, and that was from 2020 to 2021, quarter one. We were up 25%. You want to average around 13% if you're going to be battling inflation. At least 13%. We had 13% on top of that 13%. We're at 25%. You know, so what am I looking at right now? If we're not at 13% increase, well then guess what? We're battling inflation. Who knows? I know this much though. I'm shopping as much as I can, and I'm sure you are too. But we'll look at it moving forward, and we'll look at it in a couple of weeks, and we'll see where we came in at. Once again, my number is 1.264 on the low end, 1.318 on the high end. Wall Street anticipates we'll lose $1.45 a share. I don't think we're going to lose $110 billion, but remember, we're still transitioning, and we'll talk about that in a minute. GameStop is the only stop, right? So for gaming and for e-commerce, you know, this is a sector that we're attacking aggressively. I've said this in the past. There's not enough storefronts for other stores to compete. Everybody wants what we have, our retail footage. When you look at Best Buy, there only being about 1,000 Best Buys in the whole world, only 320 Targets. Now you're looking at GameStop, where there's over 3,000 here in the U.S. alone. E-commerce is open 24/7, and everybody has a phone. Everyone has access to the internet. Yeah, I mean, I don't even care if you're homeless. You still have an Obama phone at this point. But you guys can literally shop at GameStop to the tune of hundreds of millions of people. Right? This is how e-commerce has been, and every company is an e-commerce company now. Deal of the day is what's helping GameStop be the main stop. I was asked by one of the other YouTuber guys, we call him Big Country, attendee time. He says, hey, Marantz, why do I want to shop at GameStop rather than Walmart and Target? I can get everything there. And I was like, you could, but you're not going to get the deals that we get, the 2-for-1, the 20% off. Today alone, 50% off of apparel on GameStop.com. So you know that we did Cyber Week, not Cyber Monday. We did the whole damn week. And then we also have an affiliate program. This social media response team, the SMRT, these guys are very smart. They understand the value of GameStop and the value of social media and how it works with us. We're all accessible. Twitter is a 24/7 reminder that people have an opinion. And if they can get that information out to you, they've tapped into a couple of key people. Affiliate programs are out there. You guys can apply for them and then push out the narrative that, hey, GameStop is where I shop and you can too support the company. But that marketing team really understands it, and I back GameStop 100%. Way better than any other marketing team I've seen so far on Twitter. GameStop has minimal debt, guys. This is what we're going to talk about, the balance sheet. We have about $40 million in debt, which $40 million is zero. Okay, I just want to let you know it's zero because we have $1.2 billion in cash. We have $500 million in revolving credit line that we have not used yet. We have an increased credit rating from last year. We've increased that credit rating. We moved from the Russell 2000 to the Russell 1K to S&P 400 mid cap. And my next move that I want to see for the stock is the S&P 500. It can get there. You know, we have a stock split dividend coming out, stock split via dividend payout. I don't even talk about that here per se because that's not a reason to invest. I want you guys to know this. I don't need to invest for any manipulation on this market. I invest for X's and O's. And right now, fundamentally, GameStop is a great investment. They net $6 billion in sales, they have zero debt, and they have a great direction as they're going. So these are all forward-leaning statements. I don't mind making them. I know what I'm looking at moving forward down the road. So that's what this is here. Additionally, they said we operated at a loss last year of $300 million for the whole year, but yet we netted $900 million in inventory over last year. We don't have these self-induced bottleneck issues. We are prepared for anything at this moment. And we also committed $150 million to the NFT marketplace and the creators of it. So that's great. That's over $1 billion that we're sitting on if people knew how to really read the numbers. Next is a technology company. We want to be reclassified as a technology company, not just brick and mortar. So if we're going to do that, we're putting ourselves in line to be an NFT marketplace company. And I don't know the true evaluation of these companies at the moment because I think the inflated number on OpenSea was just that. But even if you gave me $1 billion or $2 billion to start, I don't care what you gave me. GameStop's market cap would be over that $12 billion, that $13 billion you want to be at if you really want to be considered the top 500 companies on the S&P. We've hired for this. We've done this true pivot, and now it's a rebound for us, and all of us should be excited.
So right there, we'll stop that just for a second so you guys can hear it. Back in the day, 3 years ago, you needed a market cap of $12.8, $13 billion to be in the S&P 500. And as the market has increased in value, they actually raised the prerequisite, the minimum to get into the S&P 500. And they did that because, in my opinion, because GameStop would have been eligible. As GameStop continues to move up in market cap, they keep raising the minimum to get into the S&P 500. So, yeah, you better run from GameStop. But guess what? Eventually, it's going to come a time where you can't run away from it. GameStop has primed themselves right now with this convertible note that within the next 5 years, they will have a $20 billion market cap minimum, no matter what. That's within 5 years. Before those 5 years even hit, you can do it within 3 years. You can convert for GameStop to have a 30% premium, which would put them around $39 a share. These are all numbers that are going to get you extremely close to the minimum of getting to the S&P 500. But just based off of sheer, FOMO and supply and demand, GameStop should be in the S&P 500. Should have been already. They just weren't profitable at the time. Like a full year trailing 12 profitability. They have that now. So I'm encouraged to see it. I'm happy to see it. But we were right 3 years ago. I know it's taken this long, but it feels like it was yesterday. I'm okay with it. But that's what we were doing back then.
At this point, hiring 350 executives from other companies, i.e. Apple, Zulily, Amazon, Chewy, Microsoft. Those are just to name a few, guys. We've hired everybody we could. And then we took the top people for blockchain and NFTs as well. So we know where we want to go. And I don't know how these guys plan this all out. I'm just fascinated that they're this smart, that they have this much cachet, and people want to do it. I mean, am I the only diamond-handed investor? No. There's millions of us. There's just an unspoken rule. This is the fight club of all fight clubs right now in the investment world. There is a 500-employee call center that they hired for in Florida. Because I've told you before, hiring this many people is very hard and it costs a lot of money. Do you know how many interviews you have to do to hire 500 people? At least 2,000. Because there's a lot of people you won't hire. And additionally, that takes time and money. You need space, office space, you need phones, you need bathrooms, you need packages to give these guys. It takes months, and we've done it. We've done it that fast. And I've even called the helpline, and they were great. And they didn't rush me off the phone. They were great all the way around. 2 fulfillment centers with more to come. The 2 fulfillment centers, Reno, Nevada, York, Pennsylvania, and there's another one they're building right now. When Chewy.com went for 7 years from start to finish until they sold off, Ryan Cohen, when he sold it off, they actually had 8 to 9 distribution centers in America alone. Remember, we're going to take care of America first, and then we'll go out internationally. But if you can take over this e-commerce platform here, you're going to be phenomenal. So I think they're going to be doing that, and that gives us that stranglehold on America to deliver the products faster. We use DoorDash, we use a lot of things to deliver to you within the same day. In some territories. For me, I order a lot, guys. I order a lot from GameStop.com, and it usually takes about 2 days. That is fast as hell for me. And because I support the company, I love it, and I don't ever have to go to Amazon, I feel good about it. In-house logistics. So what does that mean? That means that we're shipping our own products. We might have deals with third parties, but everyone's under the same structure. We're in charge of these trucks, as we call them sleighs, and we're getting from point A to point B up and down the track. So
Yeah, something's going on with my internet right now. This thing's acting crazy.
GameStop's doing that and tenfold, and they might be. GameStop's a big player in this, guys. I'm telling you right now, as a company, just from what I know, when I look at the investments I've made into Costco and other e-commerce platforms, the way they do it, they strong arm people. I get that, but if you have a product that people want and you have a direction, you have a team, well, hell, then you really know what e-commerce is. So they are strong arming people, and nickel and diamond, and they might be squeezing some people that are not ready to take a loss on some of this stuff. But remember, the margins are minimal. We're in a penny business, guys. When you start thinking that you're in a penny business and you start making marginal cuts, little cuts to make that, that's when you really make it in life. That's when you make it in long term. Stop trying to make $1 billion back today. It's not going to happen. You make these small movements, and that's what GameStop said in their proxy statement. They are projected for long-term growth, and they're going for that. Michael Crupio knows this, and so does Matthew Furlong. What a great CEO he is. Now, NFT and blockchain teams, you guys know that they're busy right now getting ready to launch this marketplace. The marketplace is in partnership with Loopring and IMX. IMX, they are the builders of the said program, right? So anyone who's going to go ahead and develop gaming on these NFT marketplaces, they're going through our program where you can actually apply on NFT.com for GameStop, and you'll be paid out in IMX tokens. IMX token has value. GameStop's giving it value. I think these guys understand how they want to do this, right? So the token of it and the transaction of it by Loopring being the back, these wallets that are being uploaded, guys, whether it's MetaMask, GameStop, and or Loopring wallet, somebody just pointed out to me yesterday that Loopring wallet might turn into GameStop wallet. I don't know. I'm not pushing that narrative out. I'm just letting you know the partnerships are real, and these guys have the infinite value and the knowledge on how to push this out. These guys are big in the NFT marketplace world and the blockchain technology world. And what can blockchain technology tie everything to? Well, everything's going to have a digital tether to it. And if GameStop's part of that life, I just saw a Wall Street professional go out here and tell everyone NFTs are going to take over everything. Do I believe him? I hope I do. Am I happy that I'm invested with the company that's doing it? You're damn right I am. So last part about this, guys, that I want you guys to know, diamond hand investors. And I'm not talking about you, Wall Street Bets, GME, Crowd, Superstock, none of you guys. I'm talking about our insiders, guys. Our board of directors started buying shares a long time ago, and then they bought in again. Once they saw the price, $80, $90, $100, $120, they're laughing at this, just like I would be. The value of this company, cash alone, is $20 to $40. Then you want to talk about sales, projected sales. Then you want to talk about the actual scale and growth of it. It's worth more than you could ever imagine. If Elon Musk is going to pay $44 billion for Twitter, what the hell is GameStop worth? GameStop's worth infinite. It's infinite because of where it's headed. No one out there wants to admit this because they can't get the shares, guys. Wall Street doesn't want to come out and say it's a great investment and I want to buy it because they know damn well they can't go get it. Go look at our volume. Go look at the controlled volume that we've had to deal with over the last year and a half. But I won't talk about that. I will just talk about this. These guys aren't selling, and I'm not selling. I hope you guys know exactly what you have. GameStop is a great company to invest in. Anyone can watch this video, and if they don't understand the matrix of it, let's do it this way. We owe nobody money, and we make a lot of money. Is that simple? It's GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm going to see you around, millionaires. Peace.
Bro, that beat was fire back in the day, bro. Beat was fire. So that video is from 3 years ago. Boy, did we get that right. Boy, did we get that right. Do you guys see how we got this right? GameStop! Holy shit! It's taking off. Oh, it loves me. How you doing, babe? You doing good, Roy and Keith? Thanks for buying in while I'm here, bro. We're just watching. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I see GameStop peaking, pushing. You guys already knew what it was because you really can't keep it down. At $27, it's just going to keep pushing the envelope. I'll show you the charts. I'll show you the trend. We want to talk about something right now. Stacks brought it up. He said, hey, Marantz, did you see how the actual scalpers, these Pokemon pros, they actually have to have a pro membership? Yeah, we know. Most of them do because they actually get free shipping on those PSA graded cards as long as you're a pro member. But GameStop has been increasing the pro membership, the amount of people that are buying it. Remember that they increased the price 2 years ago to $25 a year, from $10 to $15 to $25. It's great. They actually give you back more value with that, but that's front-loaded dollars versus how they give it back to you, right? And they actually fraction it off $5 a month if you remember to shop every month, but they front-load that money. Taking the $25 up front means a lot. You know, to have members and these fees, it actually gives them a barometer. Like, here's how much dedication we have towards this. This is why they don't over-order items. This is why their inventory is transparent and that omni-channel technology is working, sales and marketing. So GameStop's doing the complete opposite of any other retail company out there. They don't have all these losses. Like you see these same companies like Kohl's. We talked about Kohl's earlier. Can you go to Kohl's right now? Everything's $5, guys. I'm talking about massive clearance, $5 sections. It's all over the internet. Go watch it. Maybe you guys want to go buy stuff. I don't. I don't care to buy anything at discount. I don't care to buy. No, I want to buy quality products for the right reasons. I don't spend excess dollars. It's not that I'm stingy, that I'm Scrooge or any of that. No, I'm a GameStop investor. And the most money that I can put to the side and buy shares, that's what I'm trying to do at all times. I'm approaching $30,000 worth of GameStop. For me, that's a lot of money. More than I've ever had in my whole life because it's cash. It wasn't inheritance. It wasn't equity within a home that I got. It wasn't a divorce settlement. It was money that I saved on the side. It wasn't 401k where I just let it pile up and it goes and compounds. No, cash money. Money that I would have wasted elsewhere, that I would have spent on back in the day on CDs and value mills. That money is now in my pocket. It's sitting there in GameStop and it's going to grow and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get stronger because I'm invested into something that's transitioning and pivoting. It's in the ugly teenage years right now, but it's going to grow up into this sexy adult, whether it be male or female, however you want to identify yourself. I'm telling you now, GameStop is that. GameStop is everything they say it's not. I've said this from the day I was born, if you want to believe that. But yes, this is how I feel about it. Now, market itself, we talk about the market. Next week, boom, market comes crashing down, more than likely on a Wednesday. Why? Because NVIDIA announces its earnings. This is what's going to be happening. The minute the Fed says they're not going to lower rates next month, what do you think happens then? All of these things happen, but I also see this mechanical buying. I see these charts be realigned and reassigned. That's why you see these companies buying more institutional longs on GameStop, but they're doing more than just institutional longs, right? They're doing more than just rebalancing the books and the allotments per said fund, right? If it's an index fund, a mutual fund, any type of fund they want to have, I got to have this many GameStop shares. Well, guess what? They're buying more than that. That's what the insiders are doing right now. And when I say insiders, I'm talking about the buyers themselves, right? The institutional, the banks, all these financial firms. They're buying more GameStop than ever. GameStop has fundamentals. It has you. It has me. It has movement. It has everything. It has momentum, all without publicity, all without any type of advertising dollars being spent. They literally is just word of mouth. The more I post, the more people know. I have gone to card shows. I have gone to the street. I have posted every video I could on every platform I could. And I literally tell people GameStop sells cards. They PSA grade them. They sell product. They're the number one retailer for everything. I'm doing the most I can do every day of my life just to let people know and inform them of the transition and the pivot that GameStop is. That's what I've dedicated myself to. Nobody pays me for it. Nobody goes out there. GameStop's not paying me. I am part of the affiliate program. I'm an official affiliate of GameStop. I don't even use the link and try to raise money off of them. That's how dedicated I am on it. I tell you, I will do this for free. It's what my passion is. I've been doing it for so long. You guys know that I eat, sleep, and breathe it. It's not just tattooed on my arm. It's tattooed on my heart. I love GameStop. And I know it sounds crazy to some people because they've never loved anything or anything loved them back. All these CPAs, all these guys in the Midwest, all these guys who just are in the middle of a box telling you what you're wrong and you're dead about, they're the guys who cruise the internet to be negative Nancy's. And I don't care for it. I don't. They try to ruin my life. They try to drag me through the mud. And in a way, they kind of did. I sacrificed a lot to be in front of you today. I'm just telling you guys, I'd do it again. And I would do it again, no questions asked. This is my run, and I'm happy to do it with you. This is my life. I've spent my life, 4 years of my life in front of you every day, rain or shine. Hey, marital issues, children issues, work issues, spiritual issues, hunger issues, sickness and health, all of it. I shield you from nothing. I hide nothing. I'm completely transparent. Say, here you go. This is what I am. I'm just a man. I'm not perfect. I'm going through the hardest time of my life right now, emotionally, mentally, that I've ever dealt with in my entire life. And you'll never know it. You'll see me at work, and I am tip-top. I'm on top of my game. I'm dressed the part. I look the part. I know the part. You'll see me here. I know the part. I know the part. And inside, I'm fucking crumbling. And it has nothing to do with GameStop. It has nothing to do with my life and my wife. No, it has to do with my father. Because every day is one day closer. My pops is going to be on the other side. And I'm okay with it. I'm trying to find peace with it and love and all the well wishes and everything. You guys don't get it. Rico called me for the first time yesterday. My brother doesn't call me. We don't talk, and you guys know the history behind that. And it has a lot to do with the show, and people think it's jealousy or envy. It has nothing to do with it. It's about respect. It's stealing someone's work, calling it their own, and then saying, nah, bro, it just happens. We're all right. It's like you cheated your way to get somewhere. And I'll never be okay with it. I'm fundamentally different. I have morals. I have ethics. And there are people that cut corners. There are people that do things and they don't care who they stab in the back and kill along the way. I'm not that guy. I'd rather sleep at night and I'd rather have my family and my integrity with me. That's who I am. But when my brother calls me and says, he says, hey, I need so-and-so's phone number. And he calls my mother by her first name, not by mom. It just shows me the lack of respect he has towards the family. And he's looking for phone numbers because he's on vacation. He won't even explain to me what's going on with my dad, but he wants to talk to my mom about it. And it's just, I don't even care to ask him because I don't want to know. I don't want to know what he's having to deal with right now because he wants to be this kid. But when you call me with aggression in your voice and you need something, and I still give it to you out of the kindness of my heart, you're mistaking my kindness for weakness. And this is all personal right here in front of you guys. I live it in front of you. I don't give a shit. I don't. I've chosen this path, that what I am and what I do. But I promise you guys want to see a man crumble? You want to see a man fall apart? Let my dad die on me on his own terms, and it's going to break me. I know that. But when I'm broken, I'll get back up again. I'll get back up. I'll get back on my feet. I'll drive. I'll be amazing. I know it. I know it in my heart. Sometimes you just got to cry. Sometimes you just got to scream. Sometimes you just got to let it out. I've been divorced. I've had kids tell me, you know what, Dad, I want to go live with Mom. I've had a lot of shit happen, and vice versa. I have the kids come tell me they want to live with me. Those are real struggles. Those are real problems. Your little GameStop problems, your little investment problems, I lost some trade. I lost this. I'm Trey Trades. I take steroids. I lost $2 million. That ain't shit, kid. Rose, let me tell you. You lose your way in life, lose your job, and not have a way to fulfill. You know why I don't feel sorry for these cats? Because they don't have kids, and they don't have a wife. They don't have responsibilities that they chose to take on. For all you real men out there that wake up every day with the grind and the stress of life in front of you, and the expectation is that you will just shove it and brush it off and keep grinding, shout out to you. Shout out to you, because nobody knows what you wear. Nobody understands the stress on those feet and those boots. Nobody does. They don't know what it's like to wake up and expected to perform, expected to answer the door, to protect and serve, to do it all physical. You just don't get it. But you got to be a man at all times. You got to defend your pride at all times. You can't cry. You got to be tough. You got to spit on the ground and piss standing up. And that makes you tougher than the next person. No. Breathe, babe. Live this shit, man. I'm telling you. But half of you bitches, and I say this lovingly, half of you gentlemen will want to look at something else and be mad about that. Be mad about politics and sports and who's not getting what, who got promoted. Like, I can't even imagine going to work. This is just something for me personally. I could never, in all my years that I was in the military, that I was in corporate America, that I've worked here in any job I've ever had, I could never imagine going to work and complaining about what other people are getting versus what I don't get. Not even close. I'm just thankful to be alive and have a job and have a check. Because I remember when I didn't have a check, I didn't feel alive and I didn't feel like a man. GameStop's it's the added value, babe, for my life. YouTube's the added value. Just the extra shit I get to do, the hobbies. You guys have no idea, man. I'm just being real with you. I'm not ready for my dad to die on me. And when I saw him the other day, he was falling apart. And he's probably not ready to fall over. He's probably like coals. He probably got some more fuel in the tank. Probably could do some things, get revamped, I hope. Time wins. Time always wins. And my time's up. Today. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys soon. I got to get off the stream. I just got to get my mind right. I got something very important to do at work, and I always want to be the best shape possible for that. But I need a release, and I appreciate you for that. GameStop the stock, guys, looks healthy. 28.16. A little bit of retraction here. It's okay. It had a good V-shaped recovery. The V is for victory. And remember that. GameStop, 5.65 million shares traded back and forth. Current market cap of $12.6 billion. Don't worry. It's worth double that. It's worth triple that. It's worth whatever you want it to be. Just give it time. Give it energy. Water your seeds. Give them some sun. You guys go catch some grass. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you around. I love you guys. You know that, and I know you love me too. I just need some time. It's a rough morning.
Those days are over now.
Hey, Dad, I see you're in the chat, so check out this song that they made for the show. I thought you'd appreciate it. I like it. So, it's called Ticker Talk. It's my jam right now. Let's get it. vibe. It's not my last song. But I'll tell you the story about 51 real quick because somebody just asked, why do we call ourselves Team 51? Because like 5 years ago, we started doing this. I don't want to hear radio. I like that song, but no. We just started buying shares, and the whole idea was I had 50 shares that were DRS'd, and I would buy one a day. I've been buying one a day for 4 years, or try to at least, and, the pot's pretty big. And that's Team 51. It's 50 DRS shares plus that one that you buy every day. So that's why people adopted the idea. I never asked them to call themselves Team 51. It just happened that way. So it's been real. It's been 4 years. And over the last 4 years, this has been my favorite song for the last 8 years. I hear this song and I dance. I hope you guys like it. Good night. Peace.